you ever closed your eyes while you're driving down the freeway? You probably haven't, because that's pretty dangerous. But if you've ever responded to a text message while driving down the freeway, you've blindly driven the length of a football field, if not longer. My purpose today is to persuade you to support a nationwide ban on texting while driving. Being a paramedic and working in the ER, I've seen a large number of people involved in car accidents caused by texting while driving, either by them or by another driver distracted by their phone. Whether you're a parent, a lawmaker, or a concerned citizen, the common factor that unites us all is a need for safe driving conditions. Some of you may not agree with the texting while driving ban. In fact, not too long ago, I would have agreed with you. But after doing research on the topic, I'm convinced that a nationwide ban is necessary. And I believe that after hearing what I have to say, you too will agree that the ban is the right choice for America. I'll begin by describing the problem, explain some causes, and conclude with my solution. With our roadmap in place, let's begin with the problem. The problem is that there are still people that don't support the nationwide ban. For example, not all states have banned texting while driving. According to the National Conference of State Legislature website, in the article Cellular Phone Use and Texting While Driving Laws, posted in April of this year, it says that only 47 states, DC, Puerto Rico, Guam, and the US Virgin Islands have a no texting while driving ban in place. This leaves 3 states that still don't support the ban. Arizona and Montana are 2 of them that don't support the ban, and Missouri has a partial ban on drivers under 21 years old. Another example is that some laws regarding texting while driving have too many exceptions. According to Kansas City accident injury attorneys, one attorney, James Roswald, wrote an article, "Do Texting and Driving Bans Really Work?" published in September of 2017. In his article, he explained how some states have partial bans or bans as a secondary offense. States that have less strict bans have shown an increase of people texting while driving because they can claim they're doing something else on their phone other than texting that isn't banned. He also explains that the amount of the fine for breaking the law is too low. This causes drivers to not agree with the ban because they think the state is not serious enough with the ban by not having a high enough fine. Now that we've examined the problem, let's look at the cause. There are 2 reasons why people don't support the nationwide ban on texting while driving. The first is that people feel they need to stay connected to friends and family, and they need to reply to people that text them in a reasonable time frame. According to the article, 100 Distracting Driving Facts and Statistics for 2018, published by teensafe.com in April of this year, just over 40% of drivers admit that they text while driving to stay connected with friends, family, and colleagues. And almost 30% of drivers reported that they text and drive because they felt that the people texting them expected them to answer the text almost instantaneously. However, there are free apps that let people that text you know that you're driving. According to a news article from cbsnews.com, in November of 2014, titled, "Why So Many People Text and Drive, Knowing the Dangers," it explains about an app called Drive Mode that silences text alerts automatically when you hit speeds greater than 15 miles an hour. In apps like these, you can also have it send an automated reply stating that you're currently driving and you will respond when you stop and it's safe to do so. Another reason is that drivers don't see the dangers in texting while driving. According to Despina Stavrinos, a distracted driving research lab director at the University of Alabama at Birmingham, she states that each time an individual uses their phone while behind the wheel, without it causing a suboptimal outcome, it reinforces the idea in their head that it is safe to continue to do it, and so they do. However, as you see here, it shows the dangers of taking your eyes off the road for about 5 seconds to read or send a text message. This is saying that at 55 miles an hour, if you take your eyes off the road to send a text message, it is equivalent to driving the length of a football field blindfolded. And the longer you look away, or the faster you're going, the farther you go without looking at the road. Now that we've looked at why people don't support the ban, let's move on to the solution. The solution, a nationwide ban on texting while driving, offers 2 benefits. First, there's less hospitalizations caused by car accidents. According to Amy Norton in her article, "Texting While Driving, Does Banning It Make a Difference?" published on CBSNews.com in April of 2014, she provides evidence that shows that there was a decline in hospitalizations for car accidents in states that have texting bans in place, especially in states that have a primarily enforced texting bans. Second, we'll be able to pay attention to the road and not be distracted by looking at our phone. According to Alina Halsworth, a senior behavioral researcher at Duke University, in her article, "The Real Reason You Shouldn't Text While Driving," published in April of 2018, she explains how when you text and drive, your attention is divided. Even though you may not be looking at the road, you don't perceive it as well if you're distracted. As you can see here, 80% of car crashes are attributed to the driver being distracted or not paying attention. So, by not texting and not dividing your attention, you can focus it on the road ahead and the drivers around you. So in conclusion, a nationwide ban on texting while driving is key to having safer drivers on the road. Let's review what we've learned today. First, we acknowledge the problem is that people don't support the ban. Like, not all states have banned texting while driving, and there's too many exceptions to the law banning texting while driving. Second, we looked at reasons why people don't support the ban, like how drivers want to stay connected to friends and family and think that they have to respond to text right away. But we learned about an app that will silence text alerts and provide an auto reply stating that you're driving at the moment and will reply when it's safe. And also how people continue to text while driving because in their mind it's okay, because they have done it while not having bad outcomes. But we learned about how far you're actually driving with your eyes off the road while you read or send a text message. Lastly, we looked at the benefits of a texting while driving ban, like less hospitalizations caused by car accidents, and that you can focus your attention on the road and other drivers. Now that I've explained why there needs to be a ban on texting while driving, I implore you to think twice before responding to messages when you're on the road. Nothing is so important that it can't wait until you are at a stop before responding. I challenge you to take this information to heart, and if the question of whether or not to ban texting while driving shows up on your voter's ballot, please vote yes for a ban.